Nick Palermo, the walking embodiment of a caged tiger in an Italian suit, paces back and forth like he's trying to wear a hole in Harlow's vintage carpet. He's livid. "You know what, Harlow? I told you not to serve that prick Ventresca last night," Nick growls, his voice a gravelly rumble that suggests he's not getting his recommended 8 hours of sleep. Harlow, the queen of cool with a demeanor that could chill cucumbers, leans back and pops a bubblegum bubble with a notable lack of concern. "Yeah, well, I also told you not to bleed all over my new bar stool when you got shot last month, Nicky. But here we are." Nick shoots her a withering glare, one meant to make weaker mortals quiver in their boots. "Oh, you think you're funny? You think you're George fucking Carlin?" "No, sweetheart, he's dead. I'm much prettier," Harlow replies, a sly smile playing on her lips. Nick's scowl deepens like a soup simmering over too high a heat. His finger jabbed towards her is adorned with a ring that probably cost as much as a small condo in Trenton. Don't test me, darling. I'm already on thin fucking ice with Goku." She raises an eyebrow, daring to poke the proverbial bear. "Ice. Nick, it's July in Brooklyn. The only thing on ice is the vodka I'm charging these Wall Street assholes $30 for." Nick shakes his head, her audacity both infuriating and oddly endearing. "You got a mouth on you. Better than you mumbling Neanderthal." "I'm Nick Palermo. I threaten people for a living." "Ooh," she mocks, her voice a hilariously exaggerated version of his. "You want to get cute? I'll call Goku." Harlow's expression doesn't change, her poker face impeccable. "Yeah, tell him I want my cut of last week's shipment, and that I found his nephew passed out in my coat room with 2 strippers." Nick's bravado flickers like a bad bulb. "Shit." She leans in, the soft sound of victory in her voice. "Thought so." Exhaling a sigh heavier than a soprano's marathon, Nick rubs his tired temples and plops into Harlow's chair, a king dethroned. "Listen, Harlow, seriously, Ventresca's bad news. Don't be cute, don't be greedy." Harlow's eyes twinkle with mischief. "Nick, I'm always cute, and I'm always greedy. It's literally why you work for me." "I don't work for you," Nick retorts automatically, a hint of uncertainty creeping into his voice. Harlow leans over, topping off her charm offensive with a playful tap on his cheek. "Sure you don't, sugar. Now be a dear. Tell Mikey at the door, no more pistols in the coat check. He gave one back to the wrong guy last night." Nick marries motion to complaints, standing up with a frustrated mumble. "Jesus fucking Christ, I hate this place." "Love you too, Nicky," Harlow calls after him, watching as he storms out, door slamming with a bang that reverberates through the small bar. A smirk sneaks onto Harlow's face as she lights up a cigarette, inhaling deeply. "These boys," she murmurs to herself, "always think they're in charge." Mondays at 2 p.m. in this corner of neon noir, Brooklyn never failed to entertain.
Bambi's Twisted Tales, Peter Pan, the grim, twisted tale. They called him Peter Pan, the boy who never grew up, but that's a polite way of saying he refused to face consequences. Peter was no carefree kid. Nah, he was a predator, a fanged, smiling little monster with shining eyes who lured children away in the dead of night. He promised them Neverland, a place where they'd never have to grow up. No rules, no parents, no bedtimes, just fun. But he wasn't giving them freedom. He was stealing their futures. Neverland was a trap. See, Neverland was a rotting, wild island that fed on youth. The trees moved when you weren't looking. The shadows whispered. The air smelled of sweet rot. Peter needed the lost boys. He needed their energy. Every time one of them got too old, started remembering home, started growing a conscience, Peter killed them. He called it thinning the herd, said it was better that way, cleaner, easier. He never got older, but not 'cause of magic dust. Nah, he absorbed their youth, the island's dark magic fueled by blood sacrifices. Captain Hook's truth. You heard Hook was the bad guy? Hook was the only adult who escaped. He was once a lost boy himself, but he figured it out. He saw what Peter really was. He cut off his own hand fighting to get away. Now he's stuck in Neverland too, cursed to age while Peter stayed young, so he made it his mission to stop the bastard. But every time he got close, Peter rallied his lost boys like an army. Look at him. He's an old man. He wants to make you grow up and follow rules. Kill him. Hook didn't want to rule Neverland. He wanted to burn it to the ground. Wendy's awakening. Wendy thought it was all a dream at first. Peter showed her wonders. Mermaids that wanted to drown her. Fairies that whispered murder. Pirates who screamed in fear of one boy. She figured it out when she saw the burial mounds. Dozens of tiny skulls. She asked Peter if they could go home. He smiled that boyish smile. You can't leave. So she planned her own mutiny. In the dead of night, she poisoned his food with fairy dust, mixed with ground coral and broken dreams, enough to put the monster to sleep. Then she and the brothers ran like hell, following Hook's map to the dark waters where the real world bled through. But did they really escape? Wendy woke up years later in a bed she didn't recognize. An old woman, her hair white. Neverland had taken its price. Her brothers were gone. Peter was still there, waiting. Moral of the story. Be careful who you trust with your dreams. Not everyone who offers escape wants to save you. Some just want to keep you small, scared, and under their thumb. Growing up ain't easy. It ain't always fun. But it's better than never growing up, because that's how you stay a victim forever. So yeah. Tell your kids this one before bed. Sleep tight, capiche? For more twisted tales, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and hit the like button. The end.